Hey guys, Cam here at the Battler Workshop and welcome. Well, beside me I now have the beginnings of a sticker board, I guess. So far we've got Emma up there, obviously Emma's spare room. Emma's been fantastic for us smaller channels, I guess, raising our profile with the tool competitions that she does. It sort of lifts our subs a little bit, I guess. Certainly in my case it certainly has, so a big thank you to Emma. Craig's workshop down there in Tassie. Craig's just moved into a brand new home with a huge workshop underneath, and I'm really envious of you there, Craig. I'm really looking forward to see what you're going to put out, mate. We've got Aaron. Aaron's got his DCT, his technology channel there for the CNC, and he's got his standard lathe milling machine, hand operated gear machine shop, and obviously we've got Max Grant down there at the Swan Valley machine shop, and watching Max one day building this massive shed and the next day doing precision tooling. He's certainly got a bag of tricks in that hat of his, and he's great to watch, fantastic guy to watch. I've also got my own channel stickers which I've just created. So that's the Battler Engineering channel sticker. So if you've got stickers you want to swap, flick me your home address and I'll flick mine back, and we'll do a swap, and we'll see how I can grow this board anyway. Alright, following on from my last video where we had some failures, I guess, on that jib hoist trying to lift that Victoria mill, that 1.6 tonne Victoria mill. I've done a fair bit of rebuilding on that engine hoist again. We're going to try it out for the first time and see how it performs and see what might go on it next. Hopefully it's all going to work out. We'll see what happens. I had a lot of comments about how to move machines around, and I've done them all in my time using toe jacks and using skates and rollers and all sorts of things to get things around. But I've had two mates who have badly crushed their fingers trying to jack things up in the line of fire. Things have moved and their fingers have been caught, and I absolutely dread putting these things in harm's way. I like the idea of being able to lift something up from overhead, nice and simply move it, then drop it down. I haven't got these things in the way that are going to get hurt on me. And for me, it's a very, very simple setup. Move in, lift, move, drop, and move out. Rather than scurrying around the floor trying to lift things up and jack them around and pull them around. So I like the idea of an engine hoist, so I've persisted with it, and let's hope it's going to work. At the moment it looks like a tank. I have probably gone quite overboard with it, but let's have a look and see how well that works. Alright guys, we'll see you in a tick. Alright guys, I've done a pretty much a full rebuild on this engine hoist to try and meet that requirement to lift 1.6 tonne with the jib fully extended. And as you recall, last time we beefed up the entire jib. We made up a whole new one, had a thicker section, and bandaged up around where the main bending moments were occurring. After we completed that second trial, we ended up bending one of the legs pretty badly, and when it did bend, it did deform the structure quite considerably, so I had to get that onto my my brother's big press and straighten that all out. Alright, what have we done? Well, basically I've plated the whole thing in all the way around with 6mm by 75mm plate. Underneath, where we had that really bad oil canning occurring when that arm did bend, or that leg bent, I've got a bit of 10mm plate, flat, 100mm wide, all the way through, just stitched on. Drilled and tapped to be able to fit the new casters into place as well. This cross member through here, I've also plated it up, 6mm either side. Once again, I've just stitched weld that along the base, fully welded across there, so it looks a little bit better. Now the legs, in between the cheeks, we had 70mm wide, so I couldn't fit 75mm square hollow tube in there at all. So what I've gone with is the 65 by 65 square. It's 6mm wall thickness, and I've put a sheet plate in there to fill out the gap. It's a bit of 6mm by 65mm plate that we've put in there. And once again, I've just stitched that in place. Replaced all the pins with bolts, where we're engaging on the shank of the bolt all the time, not on the thread as per the previous arrangement. And they're quite free. I've also lengthened the legs by another 100mm, so we've got a little bit more length out of the legs, a little bit longer. And we've just welded some plates on there to be able to drill and tap into to be able to mount our new casters into place. Because that came quite deep, I've had to weld a 20mm thick plate onto the back here to be able to house those or mount those dolly wheels on. And they're only for when the unit is folded up and you're transporting it around, just moving it around the workshop. Well, I guess the big question is it going to hold? I haven't tried it yet, so we're going to set it up and see how we go. Well, let's hope we don't have any more failures. The only other thing I can think that might fail will be the cylinder rod, which might fail due to a columning effect. But we'll see how we go. Alright guys, well let's get all the stuff out of the way here. Let's get it set up and let's see how we go. Righto, so I've got a little bit of tension on this now. Just one thing I will point out, if you're doing any rigging using wire slings or chain slings, or in this case the fabric slings, always wrap some protective membrane rubber around the corners just to give those slings a bit of protection, because you'd be surprised how blunt a surface has to be to actually cut through. Alright, as I said, I've got a little bit of tension on that now. I'll set the camera up in the mount and let's see what it will do. Just before I do go and set that up, I did notice last time that the base of the milling machine was swinging out, so I set up a small come along just with some slings there, just to hold that back in against the jib hoist so it doesn't swing out. So we'll see how that performs as well. Alright guys, let's get set up and hopefully we won't see another failure. Alright guys, first time, let's see how it goes. Almost up. We have achieved liftoff. Right, let's see how easy it is to move. Right, I'm going to drop it down, preset the rollers in the direction I want to go, which is this way, and we'll see what happens again. Right. We're up and free again. I'm going to try it, just seeing how it goes with the crowbar, just with the wheels triangle. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm happy with that. I'm able to lift it. Mind you, I do have to use a crowbar just to work it a little bit, but that's fairly easy. Yeah, it lifted it no problems at all. It's 1.6 tonne at maximum length. Righto, so that's it in place. Now I have moved this backwards and forwards a number of times, and with a little bit of jerking on it, it does move. It does move quite easily actually, so I'm really surprised at that. So lift 1.6 tonne with that jib hoist. I'm absolutely wrapped. As I said, all I got to do is just set the wheels in the correct direction when I want to go sideways, and just use the big crowbar and just give it a bit of a nudge with that. As I said, pulling it back out and back in, not an issue. As long as the wheels are set the right way, it goes very, very well. Now, 1.6 tonne is the absolute exception for this. This machine is only going to be ever pulled in or out and back in again. I just want to get it out of the way, so I open up a little bit more room in this area here so that I can actually do the refurb on this. But you know, this crane is never ever going to lift anywhere near that with any of the other machines. But knowing that I have that capacity to be able to lift 1.6 tonne and do it easily, I'm absolutely wrapped. Very, very careful. You only just lift it no more than a centimetre up off the ground when you are moving, just in case something does go a bit pear-shaped. But no, it worked out extremely well. I've had a good look over everything and I cannot see any deformation in any of the members at all. Everything is dead straight. Next thing will be to strip it all down and give it a coat of undercoat and paint it black. Alright guys, well, I class that as a success. We'll see you next time in the Battler Workshop.